OE in the place to be. HB on the track, it's like ecstasy. Rowing a well of 7 years, what we drink and be. Trying to sling the dopest rhymes in the galaxy. Let me take a minute though and relax your mind. Sometimes these words can be hard to find. 24/7 on that daily grind. Hearing voices in my head, man, they not that kind. Cause bitches be bitchin', snitches keep snitching. The world keeps turning, and I keep hitching a ride instead of living my life. Yo, 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 yo.
Man, when you feel hungry, don't you have to eat?
Yo, yo, pump up the volume and digest this beat.
Rapscallions in the house with this lyrical treat.
When we're done with you, you're gonna ice your feet.
If the world ends tomorrow and you had one chance,
Hey, yo, would you start the move like it's your last dance?
yo, do something small in the past and present changes.
Do something now, the future rearranges.
Cause bitches keep bitching.
Yo, snitches keep snitching.
The world keeps turning.
And you start living your life instead of hitching a ride. Rapscallions.
Episode 49. We're talking about Euro Cup 2020. We're making history. This is the first time the Rapscallions have been in the same room together. We're broadcasting live from Joe's basement. Rapscallions! Rapscallions! It's party time! Excellent! All right, Joe!
Yeah, man!
Man, this is the first time that we've been in the same room broadcasting on Rapping with Rapscallions, so it's going to be a crazy show. We're going to be talking about Euro Cup 2020, and you're going to think to yourself, 2021? Is it? No, 2020. Joe's going to explain all of that and more.
Yeah, man, it's been a crazy year, crazy moment to get to where we are right now, my friend. And we're going to talk about all those little intricacies, all those little things that make football such an enjoyable sport to society, to the world in general, my friends.
First, though, we got to do the weekly Rapping with Rapscallions weekly wrap-up.
That's
Joe.
very true. That's very
Joe
true.
Mosquito, Lord Joe, you guys know about that. If you didn't hear about his lordship, go back and watch last week's episode, or was it the week before that? Was it 47 or 48? I don't know. Go back and watch them both and share them. Share them to your sister, your auntie, your cousins, all the people. Joe.
That's right.
How was your week, buddy?
How was my week, man? Well, I got back from vacation to work because, of course, I was on vacation last week. It was rough, man. It was rough. I think it's a scam. Going on vacation is a scam, people, because when you come back from vacation, it's like the world's falling on your head.
Everything's like doubled and tripled, man.
Everything's doubled and tripled. So you got to make sure you got your umbrella out because you don't want to catch a brick, you know? Thankfully, I had my umbrella. Nevertheless, I still got stressed. Oh, that rhymed. You heard that?
This guy's always dropping lyrics, you know?
But it was good.
And he passed the test.
I did pass the test. I made it to Friday, and when you make it to Friday, it's always a good feeling, man. So I made it to Friday. Eventful. I don't even remember what happened on Friday.
We had a rap session.
We did.
It was so awesome that it got
my gosh.
It got pushed out of his brain cells into his brain.
The thing is, we had such a loaded Saturday that I guess it took all of the memory, all the gigabytes and RAM that I had in my noggin, y'all. But Saturday we had a great time. HB and I, we were reading a script. We can't tell you about it, but we read it. Secrets, secreto.
See, now we can interact with each other.
See?
We have taken all the precautions necessary. Our bubble is very secure. Our bubbles have intermingled with each other. So we've taken precautions. Don't y'all worry about that now.
We have. And we have plenty of hand gel and other things.
We've washed our hands. We've washed our faces.
Our mouths.
Yeah. And
everything.
Cheers.
Cheers, dog. Cheers.
Rummy rum.
Keeps your throat clean. Keeps your throat clean. Then oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. If anything happens to us, we will be quarantining in this room for the next 2 weeks.
We'll live broadcast for the next 2 weeks.
Yes, we have a bucket in the corner. So we should be fine. We should be fine. Don't worry. But I don't want to go too much into what we did last night, HB, because I want to let you tell the people about it.
Oh, yeah.
But overall, I just want to tell everyone that it was a good week. I'm thankful to be here once again with you all today. Super excited that the Euro Cup has started. And that, guys, we have a lot of football coming up for the next couple of months. Football. Yeah, man.
A.K.A. soccer for you gringos.
Oh, man. And speaking of gringos.
HB.
Hello.
I'm a Zonian. I'm a gringo. I'm a Panamanian. That means I'm kind of like in limbo.
How was your week, my friend?
Oh man, been in the city, so Joe and I, rapscallions, have been taking advantage of that time together and like jamming in so much stuff. We've been working on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We're about to enter the Road My Podcast Challenge with Rapping with Rapscallions. So keep your eyes peeled for that because we're going to need you guys to vote for us. And then...
Well, that's how it works?
Yeah. Well, there's like the judges will choose the one that's their favorite.
Uh-huh.
And then there's also the People Choice Awards.
Oh, man. The People's Choice Awards.
Yeah. So you guys can vote for us on that. Because look at what we're doing now. We have the camera here, and we're sharing a microphone. Rapscallions, we can evolve. We can transmogrify. We can change and adapt to any situation. But winning that would probably be a good thing because they have loads of prizes, microphones, and stuff like that we can use to bring you a better show.
Let me tell you right now today, just so people know, man, we have to be really flexible with our setup because we've never filmed live and in person in the past. So right now we have a night table and we have an outside gardening table and we have like different laptops here and we have one of those ring lights that the influencers use.
Influencer light. We got a umbrella light,
man.
We got lights over here, trying to bring you guys the best signal possible. If you guys let us know about the audio, if you hear anything, if it sounds better than normal, it sounds less than normal, just let us know, man. We like the audience interaction.
That's right.
So this week we jammed a lot in.
Yes,
we jammed a lot in, and the most important thing is that we've been having fun while taking all the precautions necessary. So yesterday, we had just meetings on meetings. Things are going forward. Rapscallions are doing things, but the highlight I think of most importance to everyone listening right now is last night. Slim from Shorty and Slim was playing an acoustic set over at Casa Palette, outdoor venue. All the space necessary, and he was happy to see us in the audience. And then we requested that he play Panama City. But, at the end he started taking requests. Yeah. So we got our requests in, and then at the end we're like, "Hey, it's time for you to drop the Panama City lyrics."
No doubt.
And I tell you what, the crowd loved it. And we had a lot of fun. It was fun for us to kind of sit in the back row and I don't know about you, but I was mouthing the words.
Yeah, for sure.
Singing along. And then just noticing how the people were kind of reacting to it. Panama City, huh? And then as the lyrics went more and more the lyrics went by, the people became more and more engrossed in what was saying because it's a great, excellent storytelling. It is.
And you know what? One of the things that I love the most, because it's the first time I've ever, other than when we recorded it, the initial version, like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That one Tuesday night or something over in your flat in Casco, I'd never seen Slim perform it, and I remember at one point, I think when he was like practicing it or whatever, he was like, "Man, you guys really jammed a lot of words into this song."
Yeah. We had to simplify because we tried to put so much storytelling in there that it was hard for him to. I mean, it was like. And then they crossed by mules and the gold on the mules and the rocks on the floor. So we just, with a machete, we started like slimming everything down, pun intended. We separated the wheat from the chaff and we got to the fine grains of the storytelling. And we came up with something beautiful. The three of us really, we jammed out a nice song.
Yeah, man. And it was beautiful to see him perform it yesterday. And just even there were some verses still that required a lot of sort of lyrical dexterity in order to properly deliver them, and he was on there, man. He was on there, and the reaction from the crowd was super beautiful. It was super great. So man, expect more things from Panama City.
That's right. And so August 15th is the 503rd anniversary. So we're ramping up for that. We're getting some video together so we can have a music video as in addition to the song. You can go to saspanama.bandcamp.com. Also, we'll put a link on our website as usual. PanamaRP.com is the headquarters of the Rapscallions. If you can't remember PanamaRP.com, turn in your cedula right now because you're kicked out of the country. Come on. So that stands for Panama Rapscallions Productions, but if you can't remember that, it's PanamaRepublicOfPanama.com. Hello.
That's right. Hey,
Super
come on
simple.
Now. Yeah, we're Republic.
So we're making headway into every week. We talk about the podcast, so we're making headway on that. And our week has been full of implementing new technologies so that we're more organized and getting our ideas out there.
Yeah.
And so, Rapscallions 2021, baby.
For sure. And
That's my wrap up.
We're working with a lot of creative people, man. We got some people on these projects that we're working on. So hopefully we'll hear more and more fantastic things as the year moves forward. By the way, we have a comment from Chechi on the Instagram. He says, get ready for a copyright lawsuit from Garth and Wayne. That would be a blessing because it would give us so much notoriety.
Yeah, if they sued us, that would be awesome.
Send
it to them and put it on Twitter and be like, hey, these guys are stealing your stuff. And then the Twitterverse will blow up. We'll formally apologize on the air and invite them on the show.
Yeah. That'd be wonderful. Yeah. I think we should do that. And then imagine all the free publicity we would get.
Yeah.
We would totally win that Rhodes microphone competition.
For shizzles.
Totally.
So who's Wayne and who's Garth?
Wayne is Mike Myers. Is it Mike Myers?
No, of us.
Oh, I don't know. Well, you have the longer hair. Who had the most hair out of all of them?
They both had long hair and hats.
Snap.
So I'm Wayne and Garth, and you're the drummer.
All right, I'll be the drummer. I can do that. I can make a good beat.
That's true. Hey, lyrical beats, man, all over the place. Let's see. If you're out there, I want to give a shout out to Franz Quo. I've been chatting with him a lot about ideas for shows because that guy is a historian and he has like total recall of all the events, and we're always bouncing ideas off of each other, and we came up with some good stuff last night, so keep an eye out for that too.
True that. Oh, and also all of you guys that said you would be interested in doing the virtual tour of the Teatro Nacional, don't worry, this week we will be getting in touch just to confirm your participation, and then we will be getting in touch with the incredible, amazing Cesar Robles so that we can get that sorted and begin preparing your virtual tour.
If this is the first time you're hearing about it, listen carefully because this is a unique opportunity. Last week we had Cesar Robles on the show, who is the artistic director of the Teatro Nacional, the National Theater of Panama. We had an amazing show. Go back and watch that. But he offered on air to have a live Zoom interactive tour of the National Theater.
Now, this is a proper production, right?
Right. He said it's 7 people working on lights, sound, and then they'll take us through with a camera. It'll come to us through Zoom, and we'll rebroadcast it with you, and it's going to be all timed. Lights, music. You're going to go through all the different areas of the National Theater. You're going to see all the amazing artwork, which is just mind-melting how beautiful it is. So leave in the comments if you're interested in attending that. It'll be during the week, during working hours. You can always review it afterwards, but it would be amazing for you to take part in that live.
And I think it'd be like, what, an hour and a half, he said.
An hour and a half, almost 2 hours. And, you know, Rapscallions got lots of questions, so...
Yeah, man.
Fam Scallions, inquisitive bunch.
No doubt. And listen, if you've never been to the Teatro Nacional or if you've never visited it after it was renovated, totally well worth doing, especially if you're not in Panama and you just kind of want to see how it turned out, because believe me, I mean, it's a beautiful place. It came out top notch. You can tell that the people that refurbished it, that renovated it, put in a lot of effort to just really maintain the history of it, the art. I mean, I didn't even know that, because he said that in the big interior part, you know, the cupola, that place there, that people that tried to fix it had actually ruined it a bit more, so they had to like remove what they did to get back to the original painting in order to properly restore it. And
then when they do that, they leave scars. It's called, you leave a scar there so that future generations, when they're researching it, know that there's work been done there. They don't try to make it absolutely perfect. They restore it, bring it back to as close as they can to the original setting, and if there's any damages, they leave a bit of scars there. So that's also a life lesson, man. Scars tell a story.
Scars, man. I know we got plenty of scars.
Yeah, man.
I have one here now because I with a toolbox. It's shut on my finger.
Va llorar.
See.
Va llorar.
It hurt.
Va llorar. Anything else we need to wrap up about?
No, I think that's cool.
Yeah. So we got excellent acoustic qualities here in Garth's basement. I mean Joe's basement.
Hold on, Mom. We're doing a show. God.
Auntie. Leave us alone, Auntie.
Oh my God.
She's always interrupting our shows,
Seriously,
man.
We're going to be famous.
Well, how do we get started, man? I think what Joe's the expert on football.
Oh my gosh.
In español, it's football.
Football.
In English, it's soccer. Soccer. And so this guy's going to be just throwing information at your faces, and you guys are going to dig it up. But as the layman, I'm going to be your avatar. I'm going to guide you through this informational journey. And it's like, Euro Cup 2020? What's that all about? It's 2021.
HB's going to be Sam Worthington.
Yeah.
He's going to be your Sam Worthington.
I'm going to be your Sam Worthington.
That's what he's going to be.
Baby, I'll be your Sam Worthington.
Whatever happened to him? He kind of fell off, man.
He got too much love, baby.
Man, Sam Worthington. He was a handsome guy. Well, he still is. He's not dead. There you go.
They connected their little tails in Avatar, and then he had a stroke. I don't know. I take that back. I don't wish that on anybody.
No, never that. Well, HB, I think before... Sorry, I'm drifting.
You're drifting out of frame.
I'm back.
I'm back. I'm going to go over here for a little bit.
Oh, come back.
Hey, and I'm back.
I think it's worthwhile to mention HB and I are both decked out in national team shirts. Of course, HB's wearing Panama, La Marea Roja, La Roja, La Patria. I am rocking a Scotland top because it is. No, it says Adidas. This says Scotland because it is one of the teams I am supporting in the Euro Cup. I think we're supporting a lot of teams. Of course, overall we support Panama. One love for Panama, Marea Roja.
One last night. We're going to talk about that.
Yes, we are. And then in the Euro Cup, I think I've made it abundantly clear. I'm supporting Italy, Italia. That's my number one team. Also supporting Scotland because it holds a very special place in my heart. HB, what teams are you supporting in the Eurocopa?
Schland. I'm always a fan of Germany, but
No doubt.
My mother's maiden last name was Holgersson. We're Swedish. So I got some Swedish meatballs in on this game.
Oh, snap.
I'm gonna root for Sweden and fall back on Germany,
No
as
doubt.
is usually the case.
And we'll talk about Sweden later on as well. Man, I was rooting for them in the World Cup. Because once the group stage is over, and then you have very few teams left, you got to pick and choose in those battles where you're like, who would I rather see win some gold, some glory? So I was going for Sweden, and I am also on the Italian team because of my mother.
That's a spicy meatball.
Love me some spicy meatballs.
Yes.
So you got to support the teams. Who are you supporting? Let us know in the chat. Type it in. We're going to try and talk about all the teams in the Euro Cup today. There's a lot of teams, though. So we'll see how far we make it.
Hey,
right.
We want to hear from you guys. Comment. Let us know what you're thinking. If you got ideas for a show, let us know. If you want to shout out about your team, or if you're just out there listening, just say hi. We want to hear from you, man.
Yep. HB, before we kick off, I'm just going to talk about some of the fixtures and the results that have happened up until now, just to get everyone up to date with regards to what has been happening.
Check.
So, the Euro 2020, we'll talk about that in a minute, kicked off on Friday. The first match was Italy versus Turkey. Italy won that game 3-0. I was very aware of that match. I was, and of course, if you're in Panama, it's not being shown on any single local channel. Major foul.
Big foul. Red card.
Total red card, man. RPC, Telemetro, TVN, TV Max. Come on, guys.
They need a slice of cremosa. Yellow card.
Totalmente, man. It's being shown on Sky. So if you're fortunate enough to have Sky, you can see them. If you don't have Sky, you have to find other ways to watch them. But anyways, I found another way.
We're Panamanians. We have some pirate heritage in and around the coast of Panama. So a winka.
That's right, man. So I called upon my pirate heritage in order to watch the match. It was a great game. Italy was controlling it. They were playing, a very possession-based style, which I'd never seen in the past.
Mario and Luigi taking over.
Totally, man. They were like carrying those turtle shells and throwing them at the Turkish people.
Nice.
But they couldn't find a way in the goal until the second half. They ended up winning 3-0, which is a blessing. All you guys that follow Italy know watching Italy play is suffering. You're going to suffer through the entire match.
Why are they suffering? Tell us.
Because I think it's in the Italians' nature to suffer, man.
Right.
Especially because in the past, when they used to play their catenaccio, it was all about defense, strike on the counterattack. So if you scored one
That's
goal,
a fast break.
yeah. Past Italian teams they scored a goal, park in front of the bus, and of course park the bus in front of the goal. Sorry, and of course since they had such powerful defense, because Italy's always been known for having a resolute, tight defense, you just wait it out. So you always hear like, yeah.
All right.
Exactly. But I think this time around, their coach Mancini, he's trying to pull them out of the rut they were in back in the day. He hasn't. Anyway, I'll talk about this later. They won 3-0.
Belleza.
Yes, sir. So HB, on Saturday, the 12th of June, we had Wales playing Switzerland. They tied 1-1.
Oh, wow. I didn't expect that.
They tied 1-1. I was expecting Wales to win that one,
Who's the stronger
actually.
team?
I thought Wales, but Switzerland has always had quality teams. They've qualified to a lot of tournaments.
Right.
I don't know, man. Denmark lost to Finland 1-0. This match was very interesting.
Yeah, the Nords.
Very interesting because in the match, I forget at what minute, Christian Eriksen, he plays for Denmark, collapsed during the match.
What?
Totally. He was like, I think, they were doing a throw-in. The ball came towards him. He collapsed. He was out. And
What happened to that nice man?
apparently he went under cardiac arrest.
Holy shnikes.
Yeah. It's not something you would expect from a very fit, professional athlete, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that could happen to, Joe Blow, common person walking down the street.
McDonald's fries sticking out their mouth.
Exactly. So he went down. It was very concerning. They had to they had to perform CPR on him while he was on the pitch. They had to bring him out of the game, obviously. They canceled the game for a bit. It was postponed. The entire Denmark team, they sort of made a curtain around him and the people that were assisting him just to kind of give him some privacy. Because, of course, all the fans in the stadium were like, what's going on? What's going on?
Yeah.
And apparently he was gone for 5 minutes. Yeah.
He was in the afterlife.
He was in the afterlife. But they were able to resuscitate him. And then he was awake as he was leaving the stadium. And then they went back and they played the match. And Finland won 1-0. Now, did that impact the way his teammates played? Oh, yeah, for sure.
Ay.
And when you think about it, you just
Pesado,
like,
man.
super pesado. And it really makes you see. I was reading this article by this guy called Gabriel Marcotti. He writes for ESPN. He's like a sports analyst, whatever. And he was like, man, this really helps to put in perspective everything about life in general. It's a vapor. 1 minute you're here, next minute you're not. So, and then you see this guy who's a professional footballer. You expect him to have everything in life sorted, money, fame, fortune, everything. What does that mean when he's dead?
Doesn't mean anything.
Nothing, man.
Go hug your loved ones.
Go
Tell
hug
them
your
you love
loved
them.
ones. Tell them you love. I love you, man.
Love you too, brother.
Love you.
Life is fleeting.
That's
Enjoy
right.
it.
But we're here. We're here.
We're
and
scallions.
Yeah. And so is Christian Eriksen. He's okay. So blessings to him and his family. Thankfully, he's all right. And then hopefully Denmark can bounce back from this. Because honestly, I didn't think Finland was going to beat them. But they did. So there you go.
They can dedicate the rest of the season to him.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sure it will be a strong motivation for them to bounce back
for sure
from this initial defeat. And then we also had Belgium playing Russia.
Wow.
Yes.
Did you see that game?
In St. Petersburg. I didn't see it. Yesterday was a complicated day. We were doing rapscallions things.
We were reading secret scripts.
They were playing in Russia, and Russia had a wonderful World Cup. Russia had a fantastic World Cup. They did really, really well. All the experts are saying that Belgium currently the number 1 team in the world.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
They have their golden generation right now.
What does that mean?
The golden generation. Normally, all countries have like specific players that come up together, right?
Yeah.
And they have an excellent balance of forwards and midfielders and defenders, goalies, and they're just like, this is a super talented team. This is a team that's gonna bring us glory. So they didn't do so well in 2016.
So it's kind of like all their hottest players are on the pitch now.
Yes.
All
All
right.
their hottest players ever. And I mean, if you look at the Belgium team, they're phenomenal. A lot of great players. We'll get to know them later if we have time. Thankfully, The Guardian did a wonderful spread on all the teams, and we're gonna transmit that to you.
We're gonna
sprinkle,
get the microscope, sprinkle knowledge all over the place.
All the knowledge. But then you had some people saying, no, Belgium, they're not gonna do well. But they're doing well. They beat Russia 3-0. Says we're having trouble with it.
I'm gonna adjust our camera a little bit so Joe can use his hands more. Very Italian.
Very Italian.
Molto bene.
So then that happened, guys. Belgium beat Russia 3-0. Today, England beat Croatia 1-0. Of course, a replay of the semifinals of the World Cup in which Croatia beat England 2-1. This time around, England came out on top. So shout out to Gareth Southgate and all of his guys. Last time before the tournament, England had a friendly in England. And you know how now all the players before the games, they take a knee for a minute before the matches and show solidarity against racism and all that stuff. Yeah. And England fans in the stadium, they actually booed the team for taking a knee.
England's gone cray, man.
That's ridiculous, dude.
It's very disconcerting. They're like following the U.S. down the gutter, I guess. I don't know.
Ridiculous, man. Because there were some fans that were, you're clapping, but then you also have fans booing, man. And come on now, we can't do that. And England, they've done a great job of having a really balanced team, a lot of wonderful players that we'll talk about later. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they beat Croatia 1-0. Austria beat North Macedonia 3-1.
Where is that?
North Macedonia? Northern part of Macedonia.
Makes sense.
But they actually have one of the oldest players in the tournament in Goran Pandev. And he scored their only goal.
Really?
He did.
Hey, here's for the old guys.
For the old guys, man. Just because you're old doesn't mean you can't score.
Yeah. You can always score, even if you're old.
Always
Wink.
score. Oh, snap. And of course, right now, currently ongoing is Netherlands, Ukraine. They're in halftime, 0-0.
Who are you favoring on that one?
I would think that the Netherlands would win because the Netherlands also has a very strong team.
Check.
Also has a very strong
And also their
team.
flag is just the French flag upside down.
Pretty much. Don't they? I don't. Do they get along? The French and the Dutch? I think so, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
They used to sell orchids to them.
Oh, that's very nice.
Long time ago.
Oh,
huh?
Snap.
Snap. Can I ask you about like Panama? What's up with Panama? I got my Panama
Let's
shirt
talk
on.
about Panama, man. Guys, was it this week? It seems like it was months ago. Months and months ago, but I actually think it was this week that Panama had the historic moment of defeating Anguilla 13-0.
Last week.
Was it last week? But not this week. Or this week that just passed.
No, this week that just passed is they played
Curaçao.
Curaçao was last night. And then they played
Anguilla.
No, Anguilla was before we did last week's
Dominican
show.
Republic. Yes.
That was a heart thumper right there.
Yes.
I got a bit excited during that one, to tell you the truth.
Man, I tell you, I didn't know that they were showing the Panama Anguilla one on Next TV. FYI, they were showing it on Next TV. Home games, Next TV. Away games, TV Max, TVN, Telemetro, RPC. But 13-0. And then for Dominican Republic, I mean...
That's not a small win.
Nah.
Yeah.
That was a good outing, man. 3-0.
Yeah.
3-0.
Yeah, and you know, they scored the first goal, and you still have the tension. Finally, they got the second and third goal, and they kept their defense up, which usually, when they get ahead, they tend to saunter about a bit.
El minuto 80, tiembla. The knees start to buckle under the pressure.
So if you go back to our last show about the selección, a lot of the names that we predicted would be on the front line are ending up being big score makers. We have Waterman.
Cecilio Waterman's had a wonderful run.
What's
Gavi Torres.
Yeah, Gavi
He's
Torres.
right now. He's probably the most experienced striker on the team, considering that you don't have Blas Perez anymore. You don't have, man, I can see his face, but I can't think of his name.
Don't worry. And who's the third guy that's racking up some points now?
You also have Joel Edgar Bárcenas, truly talented player. He's over in Spain, man. He's making things happen. You have Aníbal Godoy, hugely influential in the midfield.
He scored 2 goals during the
13-0 route.
And this is soccer we're talking about. We're talking about football. They scored 13 goals.
Yes.
My goodness.
Yes. The win against Northern Republic, Dominican Republic, I'm thinking about Northern Macedonia. The win against Dominican Republic was much more, within the normal boundaries of football scores in a 3-0. Nevertheless, it was do or die, that match. So I think it showed a lot of resilience, mental strength.
Yes.
On behalf of the team.
Intestinal fortitude.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, because usually there's crumple going on when the pressure, when the stakes are high.
Yeah.
There's a little crumpling going on, but these guys showed some nice strength.
That's right, man. They managed to pull through, and then because of that, HB, we qualified not to the next round, but to the repechaje.
Repechaje. What does that mean? What does repechaje mean?
So basically, I think since we got the most points in our group, and then Curaçao got the most points in their group, now we get to duke it out to see how it goes on to the next round, to mix and mingle with the big boys.
Right. We got Mexico coming up.
We got Mexico. Hopefully.
I'm getting dyspepsia thinking about Mexico, dude.
If we beat Curaçao once again, because nevertheless, last night,
2-1, I believe.
2-1.
Yeah.
Quintero was under, another talented winger of ours, scored a goal. Cecilio Waterman.
That's my guy right there. I love Waterman.
Continued his wonderful run of scoring goals. But Curaçao pulled one back in the end.
Yeah.
Pulled one back. And we needed to keep the 0. We needed to keep the clean sheet, dog. But he pulled it back. Nevertheless, we won, and a win is a win. So you got to be thankful for that.
Win is a win. We need to point up. So do high-scoring games, do those points roll over to the next tree or the next?
No, I think this is the previous group we were in was a standalone group. That's done and dusted. We did really well. Even though, remember in the beginning, people were like, "Oh, we only won 2-0. Oh, we only won 1-0." I mean, come on now.
Dude, I'm a Detroit Lions fan, so Panama, I think, is showing a very strong beginning, and I'm scared of Mexico.
Oh, for sure.
But these guys are showing a lot of gumption, as my dad would say.
No doubt.
I think it's drinky time.
Yeah. No, they are indeed showing a lot of gumption, man, and I think they're showing a lot of capacity.
Right.
Capacity. Here.
Right, and depth and capacity, because they're not falling under the same traps that they used to. You score you score a goal, and then you get lax, and then you get scored back on.
Yeah.
And then the frowns come out, and the game just crumbles from there.
That's right. And I think Christiansen has done a really good job.
Talk to us about Christiansen.
I think, this is a guy with a very strong pedigree, man. This is a guy who's coached in Europe. He's, he has a lot of experience. And he even coached Leeds United in the UK, in the Premier League. Of course, when he coached them, they were in the championship still. They were trying... I'm drifting out.
Joe's back.
They were trying to make it back into the Premier League. He wasn't successful. That's the dream of all teams in the UK, of course, is to play in the Premier League. He wasn't successful. That kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But, hey, he still coached the team in England. And I think if you coach in England in the Premier League or in the Championship, which Championship is the second tier, it's still, that's hard.
It's hard.
It's not just anyone. I mean, only Rapscallions and a couple other people.
Famscallions, too.
Famscallions could coach there.
Yeah.
But, so he's a guy who's bringing through this European sort of perspective to football. He came through and I think he's played for Barcelona. He's had a pretty great career considering the coaches that we've had in the past.
Compare and contrast, please.
So, I mean, I think the previous coaches that we've had, they've never been people that have been just sort of like, not to knock the Deli Valdez's, who are fantastic coaches. Totally love them.
Probably my favorite
all
ones,
the
I tell you the
experiences
truth.
in the world. But he brings a totally different perspective in a sense that he's not Panamanian. He's never been to Panama. So he doesn't have to say, oh, it's just that Panamanians play this way or Panamanian players are this way, which maybe some coaches in the past could have potentially been like.
Right. He can knock some of the dust off where the dust needs knocking.
That's right. And not be like, oh, no, I understand. Don't worry. You'll turn up at the game.
No. That's just... I like him already.
Yeah. So, I mean, just to list off some of the teams that he played for, by the way, Ukraine and the Netherlands are tied 2-2.
Goodness.
How insane. That's the beauty of the game, folks.
That's right.
So, Thomas Christensen, he played for the Barcelona B team. He played for Barcelona's senior team. He played for Sporting Gijón, Osasuna, Racing Santander, Oviedo, Villarreal, Terrassa, Paniñonos, Herfolk.
Oh.
Maybe that's in Sweden or Germany.
It sounds German.
He played for Hannover 96 and VfL Bochum. He also played for the under-21 Spain national team, and he was called up for the Spain team.
Nice.
In 1993. And he's managed Al Jazeera, AEK Larnaca in Cyprus, Apoel Leeds United in the UK, Union St. Gilios, where is that, HB? That's in...
I don't know.
It's in Brussels.
Brussels.
Brussels. And now he's with Panama. So you can see this is a guy with vast experience. He played for Barcelona, man. I think that alone
he's got
should...
a big pedigree. He looks like a young guy.
Let's see how old he is, man. He's actually 48.
Huh.
He was born in Denmark, by the way.
Those fuckers don't age.
They
Cheers,
don't,
Joe.
man. Cheers,
if
my
you're
friend.
out there in internet land, leave us a comment. Tell
Cheers.
us what you're sipping on.
Yeah,
What
man.
are
for sure.
we partaking of here?
Right now, we're currently drinking on some Ron Abuelo 7 Años and
So
some
good.
Coke.
So delicious.
You know the rapscallions love the rum and Cokes.
That's right.
No doubt. So, yeah. So I think we've got a good coach. I think he's someone that can hopefully help us to achieve things. But, I mean, when you've reached the World Cup under our previous coach, Bolillo
Bolillo.
Gomez.
That guy looked like a bag of mashed potatoes.
He did. He did. But, I mean, he got us to the World Cup, right?
He did.
So then the only way you top Bolillo is by, once again, going to the World Cup and winning one game. So I think that's probably what Christensen's going to have to do. He's going to have to take us to the World Cup. Though I wonder, say we win this Copa de Oro that's coming up.
Right. That's coming up in August?
In July.
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 I can't keep track. Okay, wait.
too
Let's
much.
do a quick calendar here.
Okay.
Right now we've got Euro Cup 2020.
That's right.
It's 2021. What the heck's going on?
I know.
What else we have? We have qualifiers.
Right now we're paused.
Paused.
Because we have the Euro Cup happening right now.
Right now.
We got the World Cup is in 2022 in Qatar.
Right.
But that's like in the distance.
In a distance.
We have the Copa America
Copa America.
starting today.
What was last night? Last night was Panama.
Last night was Panama, Curaçao, repechaje to make it into the group for the World Cup.
Okay.
So
That's
Central
CONCACAF.
America is still, CONCACAF is still
Alright.
playing for the World Cup. They're still doing their
Eliminatories. Yeah.
eliminatories.
They're trees.
Yeah. Then in July, we have the Copa de Oro. So the World Cup qualifiers take a pause,
Okay.
time out, during the Copa de Oro for the teams that are playing in the Copa de Oro.
Dude, I love Copa de Oro.
Me
dude.
too, man. Me too.
Panama has had some amazing games in Copa de Oro.
It's exciting.
My blood pressure's going up.
It's exciting, and everyone's so excited for it. And especially because the Copa de Oro games are normally at a time which is decent for us to be able to enjoy them.
Right. Yeah. Remember when the Copa was in South Korea?
Man, I didn't see a single game. No, I saw a couple, but it wasn't something that I was like, Oh, great. I get to be awake at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, we were lucky when I was living in Tampa at the time, and the owner of the Irish pub that was down the street, he was Lebanese.
Uh-huh.
So
nice.
the Lebanese owner of the Irish pub,
Man, globalization.
he came because he knew the Zonians were there. He's like, "Hey, you guys, should I open for the Copa?" And we're like, "F yeah!" So we go in and drink beer and eat chicken wings on big screen TVs
Wow.
at 3, 4 in the morning.
That's
and
amazing.
he's everyone else in the rest of the world is big soccer fans.
Yeah.
And then when people started hearing that we're there, people started coming in and watching it. And I think we might have ignited a little bit of fanfare there.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Well, I don't know. I just remember that for that World Cup, I mean, I saw a couple games. I saw the Italy matches. And then for the final, I woke up, I turned the TV on, I left it on, I went back to sleep, and then I would just wake up whenever I would hear "goal."
Cool. Okay, so back to the schedule. We've got
yeah.
Copa de Oro coming in July.
In July, that's right.
And then?
And that's it.
That's
And
it.
then we have the Olympics.
Oh my God.
And then we have the Olympics. Let me see when the Olympics are. Let me just check.
Japan.
Chickity check that out. The Olympics, again, man. COVID, man. COVID, the 2020 Summer Olympics that are actually taking
Tokyo.
place in Tokyo in 2021.
Tokyo has the goal of launching 8K, broadcasting in 8K. That's their goal.
For the Olympics?
Yeah.
Well, I guess they can do it, man.
Yeah.
If anyone can do it, it's them. Seriously. And that's on the 23rd of July. So we're going to have, right now, we got Copa America.
Copa America. Okay. So
Euro
in
Cup.
this coming week, what should we focus on?
This coming week, we're going to have a lot to focus on because we got the Euro Cup. It's still going on. They have the first batch of group games happening this week. And we also have the Copa America going on
Tomorrow,
this week.
Scotland's playing and Sweden's playing.
Tomorrow, let's check the schedule.
Oh, update.
Oh, Netherlands 3, Ukraine 1. Man, this game sounds really exciting.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Okay. We're turning everything off and watching the game.
Yeah, seriously. So tomorrow, guys, we got Scotland playing at 8 a.m. against the Czech Republic, another formidable team. You got Poland playing Slovakia. You got Spain versus Sweden. That's going to be hard.
Hey, Sweden's going to pull it out.
Sweden, man. Sweden without Zlatan. Sweden without Zlatan, dude.
Oh, that's faith, people.
Oh, my gosh. Hey, it'll be entertaining, if anything. But, again, since nobody's showing these matches, you're going to have to be creative. Thankfully for the Copa de Oro and the Copa America, TV Max and TVN have you sorted if you're in Panama. So you know you can watch them there. If you're in the U.S. though, I'm sure you can watch all these matches on like NBC
ESPN6.
or ESPN 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or ESPN FX or ESPN HD or ESPN
8K.
8. I don't know.
Hey, let us know who you're rooting for in the Euro Cup. You know what, Joe? We pushed it off long enough. What is going on with the dates on the Euro Cup?
So let me tell you what's going on with the dates.
Euro Cup 2020, Joe.
I know.
Joe, what's
it's
going
like
on? I don't
Back in
understand.
time to June 2020.
We are live to go back in time so you guys can understand.
Seriously, we're back in 2020, man. So HB, basically what happened is that the Euro Cup had
Explain it.
It had to take place last year.
Yeah.
That was a date they had set for the Euro Cup.
And in case you guys hadn't noticed, something happened.
Something happened. And that something that happened was a global pandemic by the name of COVID-19.
Yeah.
It kept
19. That means it happened in 2019.
2019. It kept a lot of us indoors for a long, long time.
And it gave birth to some beautiful things like the Rapscallions.
Like the
Rapping
Rapping
with
with
Rapscallions.
Rapscallions.
The show.
No doubt. And I mean, I think there was a lot of uncertainty during the time. And so UEFA, which is the governing body in Europe of football.
UEFA is like UEFA.
You wait. Oh, I like that. That's
yeah.
nice. That was nice. You wait until 2021. But when 2021 rolled around, they were like, you know what? COVID-19, you're not going to scare us into changing the name of our tournament to 2021 because this had to take place in 2020.
That's right.
Dog. So we're going to leave the name Euro Cup 2020. And that's what they did. They left it.
I like it.
They left it.
But
But
what's going to happen in 2022?
in 2022, so this is going to be very interesting, folks, and it's pretty great because it means we're going to have a lot of football over the coming years. So in 2021, wait,
Now it's 2021.
We're in 2021.
We're playing 2020.
Snap. So in 2022
Right?
is the World Cup.
Yes.
In 2022 is the World Cup.
Are there Euro Cups during World Cup years?
No. The Euro Cup would then happen again in 2024. Wait, 2022.
2022.
Yeah, sorry, man. I'm getting ahead of
Recap.
myself.
Okay, recap. So it kind of worked to their favor.
Yeah.
Euro Cup 2020 didn't happen because of the quarantine and pandemic.
Mhm.
So we're keeping 2020 for this year.
Mhm.
And then next year is an Olympics. So the push.
Next year's the World... Excuse me, it's the World Cup.
Copa Mundiales.
Mhm.
Okay.
In Qatar.
Qatar.
In Qatar.
Okay, I think I'm clear.
Uh-huh.
So we 2021, borra.
2021 lo borras. Basically, 2020 and 2021 is just
It's
jumbled
commingled.
together. Yeah.
It's
you
like-
know. I mean, whatever you did in 2020 is the same thing that you did in 2021, so whatever. It doesn't
I
really
like
matter.
that.
It doesn't
I like
really
that.
matter. Everything is normal in 2022.
So they're like, do you understand how much things we have printed with 2020 on them?
That's right.
Huh? Let's just keep the name, eh? Next year, we have World Cup. Don't matter.
Don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. Yeah. It
don't matter.
It don't matter.
I like it.
It don't matter.
I like that.
So, right now we're celebrating Euro 2020.
2020.
The matches, my friend, are taking place in a ridiculous amount.
Joe, do you think
Huh?
next year they're going to look back and say we made a mistake? Because you know that hindsight's always 2020.
No. Oh. How witty. How witty. So witty HB fell out of frame. You come back.
2020, baby.
That's crazy.
That was a dangerous move. I did it for comedic effect, but I could have pulled all of this down.
I know. And then this whole setup that we have here that is hanging out by a thread.
By a thread, there's wires and lights, and is this too hot? Is this... We've got a microphone here that we're sharing. Let us know how the audio is right now. And also let us know what you're drinking and who you're going for.
What are you going for?
What are your
Seriously.
teams, man? Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Cheers to all you two.
Cheers.
Damn scallions.
It's fantastic that we haven't had an electrical fire, but we're good.
Right. If we perish in Joe's basement,
Yes.
we just want you to know that we love you.
We love all the fam scallions.
Yeah.
Let me tell you guys something. It's amazing that this Euro Cup is taking place the way it is right now, because considering all of the COVID measures that are in place, you know, with the fans and everything, every single fan that has to go into a stadium has to take a test, and they have to, you know, just make sure that they're not going into the test with into the game with COVID, or with any sort of symptoms, or with a fever or anything like that. So these guys, hopefully they're all vaccinated. Who
Right.
knows? I don't know how the vaccine rollout's going out in Europe.
Yeah.
But they have to jump through hurdles to go to these matches, right?
So in a normal year, how many stadiums and how many countries are you looking at?
Normally, and this is another special thing about this Euro Cup, because normally you'd have one host country, or maybe two host countries, you know, that share the load.
Responsibilities depending on the availability.
Yeah.
Okay.
But for the most part, you probably have one.
Okay.
Like I think in 2016 it was it France? So you would host all the matches in a single country, different stadiums. They have the capacity. They have a pretty great league, whatever. So it's easy enough for fans to get around, different cities, the economy, a boost, all the great stuff. This year, last
2021.
2020.
2020?
This year, 2021, or last year, 2020. This tournament is being held in 11 host cities spread out through Europe.
Oh my God. So you mean to tell me
Spread out.
that for the first time ever
Uh-huh.
in Euro Cup, they
Uh-huh.
decided to veer off of the normal plan and have a
Mhm.
host country and then just do a Super Euro Cup.
Super Euro Cup.
Lo and behold, pandemic.
Pandemic. So I guess they were just like, you know what? We're not going to let them keep us down.
No.
We can't do it in 2020 because it was hard and, you know, there weren't vaccines.
No vaccines.
But in 2021, we have vaccines, we have test and trace, we have all these things. So I guess UEFA thought for the first time in their 60-year history, they said, you know what? Now's the time. Now is the time.
All right.
So all these teams are traveling on different locations. I think they're trying to make it as efficient as possible, so that teams don't have to travel too much.
So they're still doing the dispersed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And imagine what that means for fans as well, right? Because fans have to be like traveling as well all over the place.
Yeah.
So
And Europe, I think, has they have a special vaccination passport, right?
yeah. Well, I don't know if it's started yet, but they're thinking about it.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's started yet, but I know a lot of different countries have different restrictions depending on where you're coming from. Because, even though people are getting vaccinated, there's still variants. There's the Delta variant and the whatever variant.
Now, how does England being out of the European Union affect their participation in the Euro Cup?
It doesn't.
Doesn't.
No.
Okay.
You'd think it would, but I guess UEFA reigns supreme over any sort of European
government
Union.
bullshit.
Yeah,
No.
We should all be football. Football should govern the world.
Football for life. It's a globe. It's a sphere.
That's
What
right.
do the flat earthers think about that?
That's right, man. All you flat earth anti-vaxxers.
All right, Joe. Another question comes to mind.
Uh-huh.
We've talked about the implications to fans
Mm-hmm.
and vaccination.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me some interesting stories about what the teams have been going through with COVID and their vaccinations.
Man, that is a wonderful question, dude. That
Yes.
is a wonderful question
It's
because
good to be in the same room, man.
oh my gosh, seriously. Because a lot of teams have had different sorts of problems due to COVID. Because you can still get COVID.
When you're vaccinated.
Yeah. You can still get it. So say you're vaccinated, but then you get COVID. You can still give it to your teammates that aren't vaccinated.
So let's take a step back. The vaccination, with most vaccinations, is by having that inoculation. That's not the right term. By being vaccinated, you'll have less symptoms when you contract the virus.
Yes.
So you're still capable of spreading it to someone else, ostensibly someone who is not vaccinated.
That's right.
Who will have the full possibilities of the effects from that sickness.
That's right. Exactly. So if you look at the Spanish national team, for example,
This is fascinating. People, listen up.
Netherlands won 3-2.
Netherland.
Fantastic. FYI, for those of you in the know, right now the Copa America is starting at 4 p.m. Of course, you can still listen to us and watch that game in the background. We'll keep you up to date with regards to what is happening. Brazil versus Venezuela. So, anyways, Spanish national team, okay? They had one of their players get COVID, Sergio Busquets, a very important, influential player for their team. He got COVID, tested positive. Bunch of the other players tested positive. Spain had a friendly that they had to play in. They couldn't do it because all their players were in self-isolation.
Self-isolation.
Well, isolation.
In isolation.
In isolation. I guess they were self-isolating together. They were in isolation.
Is this kind of when we talked about the NBA where they created hotels?
The bubble, yeah.
Does this transcend to the?
No, because they still have to travel to different locations to play their matches.
Okay.
Whereas the NBA last year,
And there's also league play, so the members of the Spanish team are also in their corresponding teams that they play professionally for.
yeah. But thankfully, that's all done. So now they're all together.
Okay.
So I guess you got to keep a bubble within your own national team. Right?
I love soccer.
It's complicated.
I love it.
So they couldn't play in the friendly that they had to play. So they had to get the under 21 to play the friendly they had to play. Meanwhile, they were like, yo, just in case any other dudes in the team get COVID, we're going to call up some additional dudes, have them form their own bubble and play and they're going to practice separately in their own bubble so that we know they don't have COVID in case any of the guys that have been selected to go to the Euro Cup get COVID. You can remove them and in place put a non-COVID participant.
Okay. All right, just to recap.
Yes.
Members of the Spanish national team got COVID. They all went into isolation for the 2-week necessary isolation, and the sub-20 team got pulled up to play a game. Right? How did they do?
I don't know, man. Let's find out.
Let's check it out. So
Yeah.
while the research department is working on that, let's say that let's equate this to baseball. Maybe you have someone come up to the majors. They're starting to pull people up into the majors to create a backup team.
Mm-hmm.
So that therefore you have the Spanish national team, you have the sub-20 the sub-20 team filling in, and then you're bringing up players who didn't make the national team but are just underneath that cutoff line, being brought up and being isolated so that it can be dropped in at a moment's notice. Fascinating.
Yes.
Now,
Exactly.
question.
Yes.
I already forgot my question. This is so complicated.
And I think it's because we're living in such an incredible time where, you have to keep all of your players and your entire team healthy from COVID. And it's so easy to get COVID.
Right.
Right? So then you're just like, not only are you concentrating on trying to win a prestigious international tournament, but then you're also very aware that if your entire team gets COVID because of one person, then the rest of your team can't play.
Yeah, right.
And then they all got to self-isolate.
And then the team that you're playing against could ostensibly be infected as well.
Yeah.
So do you know of, I just remember my question, of any other teams that are taking these types of measures, like having their sub-20 team on the back burner, having a secondary team from the minor leagues being pulled up?
No, the only one I heard about that has done this so far is the Spanish national team.
That's so interesting.
Maybe the other teams have more stricter rules.
Spaniards.
The Spaniards are just more carefree and relaxed and just like, oh, let's go.
Italians are next.
No, man, no, because they're in their bubble, dog. They're bubbling it up.
I think Italy had they had such a rough time during the quarantine that I think that they're probably being extra precautious.
Man, and let me tell you something. After witnessing the opening ceremony for the match between Italy and Turkey, man, I mean, I just felt such an excitement this week, even though I was so stressed by all the things that I was having to deal with because I just came back from vacation, whatever nonsense. I was so excited about the Euro Cup, I was so excited. I was like, I can't wait till Friday. I woke up Friday morning and I thought the game was at 8 a.m. for some reason. So I turn on, my alternate means of watching the match. And I'm all like, oh my God, Italy's playing. I need to watch this game. And then I realized, silly me, it was at 2 p.m. local time. So then I find the match, whatever. I turn it on. And, they actually had Andrea Bocelli was on in the opening ceremony. He was singing a song from Italia
So
90,
beautiful.
a most epic World Cup. This is the first World Cup I ever remember watching Italia 90 on TV. And then Bono and The Edge and some DJ Martin Garrix or DJ Garrix or I don't know anything about these new DJs, guys.
Swiggy?
They scratch stuff. Anyways, they had a Zoom virtual. It wasn't Zoom. Like, it wasn't Bono sitting in his room or The Edge just like playing my guitar. They had a virtual sort of setup, and it was very cool. And then the announcer was saying, before the match started, he was like, how fitting that we have this first match here in Rome, considering that a year ago Italy was like the epicenter of the COVID pandemic.
They got hit hard.
Super hard.
Oof.
Italy was suffering, and this was like the first moment where you can actually kind of think, wow, we're actually coming out of this. We're working our way out of the pandemic. And I thought that was beautiful. I was just like, man, that's amazing. Because I think for the most part, in professional leagues, all the football teams have been playing their matches behind closed doors, right? I think until the final week of the Premier League that they let fans back in the stadiums or whatever.
What's the ratio there? Like in theater, it's less than 50% occupancy.
Man, well, I think the stadium in Rome, in the Stadio Olimpico where they were playing, let's see what the capacity is, because I know there were 16,000 fans in attendance.
Oh, that's like 1/4, dude.
So, and the Stadio Olimpico, if I'm not mistaken, can hold at least 60 to 80,000 people. Let's see, 70,000. It seats 70,000 spectators, and they had about 60,000.
60. At least it's 16.
No, sorry, 16.
16.
They had 16,000 spectators And you could see in the fans that were there how much they were enjoying it. It was really, for them, it was, even especially in the first half, the Turkish fans, when Italy was attacking and nothing was happening, the Turkish fans were like, yeah. But just to have people in a stadium, considering that a year ago Rome was like ground zero,
I mean, I've played a bit of soccer myself, and and we're from the theater,
Yeah.
The intimacy of feeling the reaction of the crowd can change the game.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I think that's why they're saying that a lot of teams in their clubs, a lot of the players, they weren't, like, say for instance Liverpool, my team in the Premier League, they had such a dip in form because normally in Anfield, whenever you play there, they call it Fortress Anfield because the fans play such a key role.
And then you have in American football, maybe the Packers Stadium, or the
Lambeau.
Browns.
Is it still Lambeau Field? Yeah,
Lambeau Field, that's the 12th player on the field is the fans because they'll push.
Yeah.
And then you have baseball where you have the crowd chanting.
Yeah.
The home field advantage. Yeah. That definitely crosses all sports.
It does for sure. And then what they were trying to do was just kind of have them, there was somebody in the DJ booth wherever in the stadium, just kind of like cue applause.
Yeah.
Cue, like when you have a laugh track or something, and it's just like, ha, 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 ha.
Really?
Except now they were like, yay, goal! Ah!
That's incredible, dude.
Except as a player, when you look around, you're like, empty stadium.
Hey, if you're on the level of these guys, because these guys are paid very well.
They are paid very well. They are.
They have to show up whether there's 0 people or 1,000,000 people.
Yeah, truth. But I just thought it was very interesting what an important role fans play, and compared to players, fans get very little. I mean, well, no, you get joy or sad, you get feelings, you get emotional stuff, but you don't get, like if you're Cristiano Ronaldo, you're making millions of euros, and then you're just like, oh, I cannot play because that's how I'm assuming he speaks English.
Yeah, you go run with it. Lean into it, dog.
He's like, oh, I cannot play to my best because the fans are missing.
He's like, the fans will not be close enough to see my perfect
My hair or my
it's
muscular
so
thighs.
so nicely.
So he goes home and cries because,
He does. What he does is, like, when he steps out of his limousine, he falls on the floor and grabs his leg like, oh. I got a question for you, Joe. So, you're a big fan of the NBA. How do you think the impact of playing in bubbles? There's no fans, right?
Yeah.
So how do you think that did you see any reporting on how the lack of fans impacted the playing of the teams?
It's very interesting that you should ask that because, unfortunately, this year, my team, the Miami Heat, they got
helped
swept.
as much as I could.
They got swept. They got swept in the first round by the Milwaukee Bucks, who are currently losing 2-1 to the Brooklyn Nets. So some people were saying, so that tells me, because the Brooklyn Nets are a fantastic team, a super offensive powerhouse. It tells me that the Heat were super subpar this year, and they kept the core of the team together that made it to the finals in last year's NBA season in the bubble, of course. However, some people said that maybe they made it that far because of the bubble. Because of their worth ethic. The Heat has a thing called Heat culture, which is like we work harder than any other team. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways.
Heat culture. All right.
I don't know. Whatever.
What is your Heat culture tattoo?
I don't have one. I should get one. I'm gonna get that over here.
All right. You should put it in your balls on your ball side where it's nice.
Heat culture, nice and humid. But they were saying that maybe that helped a lot of the rookies on the team, because last year a lot of the rookies on the Heat team just overperformed, and they were saying kind of like maybe being in the bubble helped them because they didn't have that pressure of performing in front of a crowd.
That's an interesting take. Like, just shooting from the hip, I would think that since they were forced to live together, because usually you when you see the documentaries, like Jordan walks in and no one talks to him, right? But since the rookies were blended in with the veterans, there was more of a team feeling, and maybe they felt comfortable in a space that they could perform.
Truth. I mean, it makes sense because it was only them there.
Yeah, that's it. That was a strict bubble.
Yeah, it was just you and your team. And I remember one of the Heat players, Jimmy Butler, because I think they let some in the NBA, they were letting some players bring their families or friends or whatever. And Jimmy Butler was like, I don't need to bring anyone. This is a work trip.
He wanted time away.
Which is pretty great, you know? He was like, I'm here to work.
Yeah. Didn't he sell coffee and stuff?
He did. He had like Big Face Coffee or something, which what I understand was just him putting coffee in a French press and then selling it for $5 a cup.
Yeah. I think the price went up.
Coffee was at a premium, I guess, in the bubble.
A good coffee, he said.
Yeah. Maybe we should start selling Rapscallions coffee. Yeah. We'll just take some Café Duran and Rapscallions.
Right before we send it to you, we'll grind it. That way it'll be fresher.
Exactly.
All right. So we've got several things here. If you want coffee, if you want Rapscallions brand coffee, we will pick it ourselves.
We will pick it.
We will roast it ourselves.
We'll
send it to your aroma factory.
Yes. We will deliver it.
All right. Where are we at with the Euro Cups?
All right. I think so. We understand now why we're playing the 2020 Euro Cup in 2021. Yeah. Okay, and we've already understood why we're playing it in 11 different host cities.
Wow.
11 different host cities, everybody with their own COVID protocols. I mean, crazy stuff. So now just let me tell you guys where these matches are going to be held. So the finals, semifinals, and 2 rounds of 16 games, as well as 3 group games, are going to be played in London, England, at Wembley Stadium, the historic Wembley Stadium. So that's where the semifinals and finals are going to be held. A lot of people were saying,
Boris going to be there?
I hope not.
Yeah, he'll stink up the place.
Maybe he'll be there if England qualifies. And that's one of the things I was going to say, that a lot of people were saying, like, man, if England qualifies for these matches, it's an unfair advantage. But I don't know.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, dog. 6 group games and 1 quarterfinal are going to be held in St. Petersburg, Russia. 3 group games and 1 quarterfinal are going to be held in Baku, Azerbaijan, at the Baku Olympic Stadium. Munich, Germany, at the Futbol Arena Munich. And Rome, Italy, Olimpico in Rome. If I was going to have to hold the final somewhere, I think I would have probably held it in Munich, Germany. I don't know. I think the Germans got it going on, but who knows?
Germans are awesome, dude. I'm tell you that right now.
Yeah, I can't complain. 3 group games and 1 round of 16 game are going to be held in Amsterdam, Netherlands, at the Johan Cruyff Arena. Okay. Bucharest, Romania, National Arena Bucharest. Budapest, Hungary, Puskás Arena. Copenhagen, Denmark, Parken Stadium. Glasgow, Scotland, Hampden Park. And Seville, Spain, Stadium La Cartuja, Sevilla.
La Cartuja.
La Cartuja. So, as you can see, it's going to be all over Europe. That's a challenge.
It's mind-blowing.
Yes. I think I would have just been like, you know what? Amsterdam, Netherlands, you got it. Host the whole tournament. Just make sure nobody gets COVID and dies. But I guess UEFA's being ambitious, man. They believe they can fly.
Like they believe they can touch the sky.
They believe they can touch the sky, my friend. No doubt. So these are the different locations where the tournament is going to be held. Now, the tournament is divided into several groups. So let's just very briefly talk about these groups, my friend. You have Group A, which is Italy, Switzerland, Turkey, Wales.
Okay.
Group B, which is Belgium, Denmark, Finland, Russia.
Wow, very Nordic though.
Mm-hmm. Group C, which is Austria, Netherlands, North Macedonia, and the Ukraine. Group D, which is Croatia, Czech Republic, England, and Scotland. And that's very interesting that England and Scotland would get put in the same group, considering their relationship.
Do you know how these groups are formed? Is it
random?
Wow.
Bolita, son bolas.
Bolitas
or bolas, whatever you want to call them. Group E, Poland, Slovakia, Spain, and Sweden. And Group F. Sweden.
Group E, 2E.
2E, the Group 2E. And Group F, France, Germany, Hungary, Portugal, which I think that Germany's is most likely the group of death.
Yeah.
That's the group of death. Can you hear that? That's the Boyo guy.
Oh, the Boyo guy is selling Boyos.
He's selling Boyo. He has a lot of... He projects very well.
We got to get that guy. He's an opera singer, man.
Yeah.
We're in Joe's Auntie's basement.
That's right.
For those of you tuning in, this is the first time...
We can touch each other. Touching each other, man.
First time we've been together for Rapping with Rapscallions. We're having a ball. It's party time. It's excellent.
Mm-hmm. It's tubular even.
Tubular. We're sharing one mic. Let us know how the audio is, man. Let us know what team. Are you Group A, Group B, Group D, Group C, Group F, or Group 2E?
A. Everybody wants to be Group 2E.
That's right.
But only a few select individuals can make it.
That Group F is devastating, dude.
That Group F is devastating, man. And
How's Hungary?
How's Hungary? Let's check. Let's check on Hungary, man. Let's go to Hungary.
Yeah.
You
Let's
wanna
go
meet
down. Let's
Hungary?
take a little magical mystery tour.
Let's go to mystery tour to Hungary. Let's check them out. So their coach is Marco Rossi. Marco Rossi is...
Sounds Italian.
He is Italian, actually. Vast experience as a player, man. They had to beat Iceland. Iceland, who were the surprise team in the previous Euro Cup.
Yes, that was very exciting.
Remember them? They had that thunderclap. They would be like, clap.
Yeah. That was awesome, dude.
That was fantastic. They beat England. Iceland beat England in the previous Euro Cup and dumped them out of the tournament.
That was fucking epic, dude.
Epic, man. Epic. Well, Hungary beat them to make it into this tournament.
Wow.
They made it into the group of death. So that's your prize, you know?
Yeah.
Prize.
You worked so hard to make it, and then that's why I'm so scared of Mexico.
Congratulations.
In the qualifiers.
Yep. Because Mexico doesn't,
Those guys don't mess around, man.
they don't give a crap.
How you doing? I need a refill.
We could.
All right.
We could get a refill. Let's take a pause. Refill, pause.
Refill.
Time
And
out.
if you're out there listening,
Do you need
tell
ice?
us what's your drink of choice. I need some yellow. It's good to be together and broadcast live, so all you guys out there can hear about Joe's vast knowledge of football.
I only know what I've read, man. I'm not an expert.
He's an expert. For you fam scallions out there, he's an expert. Believe me.
Thanks. I appreciate it. All I know is what I read. Oh, I need my soup.
Reading is important.
Reading is
It's the
fundamental.
gateway to the future.
It is, man. It is. All I know is what I read and what I think. And what do I think? I think that I don't know everything, but I know how I feel.
That's a sign of wisdom.
When you realize that you don't know everything.
Yeah.
Truth. You know what I do know?
I know
Don Abuelo
Group E
said-
is hardcore.
Huh?
How far? Okay, let's throw some bets down. Go back to the other screen where it shows it's Spain, Portugal, Hungary, and
Spain. No. It's Portugal, Germany.
oh my god,
Yeah, there we go. France, Germany, Hungary, Portugal.
devastating.
Devastating. That's the group of death.
All right, let's make some wagers here. Ooh, that's tough. I'll take Germany, man.
I think, mira, I believe that
You can
Germany
fly.
had such a devastating World Cup that they gotta make up for it. You know,
they're gonna have some.
they were so terrible.
some Fia under their foo-foos.
Yeah, they were so terrible that they gotta make up for their past World Cup.
Yeah.
So if they don't make up for it, and this is Yogi Lowe's final major international competition.
What does that mean?
He's retiring after this one. You know, this guy's been with Germany for a minute. He won the World Cup in 2016. He's the one that spearheaded Germany's defeat of Brazil. Remember that?
Yes. Can I tell that story?
Tell the story, dog. Tell the
Okay,
story.
so Carina's German, and her aunt, she drinks beer, during the matches. But every time Germany scores, she'll have a shot,
Right.
of schnapps or eggnog or whatnot. How many goals did Germany score against Brazil?
7, dog.
7. She called us from Germany into Panama, and she's like, "Oh my God, I've had so much to drink." She was schlammered.
She knew you guys were watching the game.
She knew.
She knew.
She had
She
to
knew.
call us and tell us.
Yep.
But it was so sweet, and
Yep.
and that, I mean, for Germany to score up on Brazil like that is devastating. That's not
In Brazil.
in Brazil. That's not the same as Panama scoring up 13 points.
No.
It's not the same. 7 in a World Cup against the host.
Powerhouse. powerhouse host.
All right, so back to Euro Cup. We're talking about Group E.
Yeah.
Germany, France, Portugal, Hungary.
Mm-hmm. So we're saying, Hungary beat Iceland to get here. Iceland, who were like the team of the previous tournament. Everybody loves Iceland. I don't know anyone
Underdogs,
who can say anything
man.
about Iceland.
You hear Led Zeppelin and Thor.
Yeah.
Comes to mind,
Seriously, man. Just like Iceland, I love it. I want to go there. So anyway, Iceland is there. They're in group death, man. Let me tell you what their strengths are. So Marco Rossi, the Italian, he likes to play an aggressive football on the front foot. For some reason, they call it goulash pressing.
It's not like the offsides press. It's a goulash press.
It's a goulash. The goulash.
All right.
And they're playing all their group games at home, which is good. So their weakness, they lost their star player, Dominic Zobazlai. I think I said that correctly.
That was very well done.
Thank you. To injury on the day the squad was announced.
Woof.
So they announced the squad, and he was like, ow, I hurt my ankle.
We're talking a lot about Hungary. Who do you think is going to win, dude? France is strong. Portugal's strong. Germany's strong.
Yeah.
Hungary?
Mira,
Come on.
what the experts are saying, pero que, look, in 2004, Greece won the Euro Cup, playing their football. I don't want to say it was terrible football, because it was their football.
They made it work.
They made it work, and they won.
Well, that's Brazil. Pelé introduced the estilo.
And they won, yeah.
And
but Greece, they were playing, like I told you earlier, how the Italians played the Catenaccio. They were just like, score a goal, defend till the end.
All right. The fast break.
Yeah. So it wasn't exciting football. It was very like, we do what we have to do to win. Okay. And Greece beat Portugal.
It's like Floyd Mayweather.
Uh-huh.
Very frustrating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was Greece. And Greece made it all the way to the final, and they won. They beat Portugal in 2004 playing like that. So you never know.
It's giving me a little bit of anxiety. Can we scan over the other groups? This is death group. Group E is death group. Is there any other group that is that tumultuous or that?
Let's see. Like Group F. Let's see. So we have Group A, Italy, Switzerland, Turkey, Wales. Group B, Belgium, Denmark, Finland, Russia. Group C, Austria, Netherlands, North Macedonia, Ukraine. Group D, Croatia.
B, maybe?
Huh?
Sorry.
I would think Group D with Croatia, Czech Republic, England, and Scotland. I think there. Man, it's such an efficient website.
It's beautiful. What are we looking at? Tell the people out there where they can check in on some of these groups that we're
if you guys go to theguardian.com, they have a fantastic website where they have the Euro 2020 guide, complete guide to every single player of the tournament.
That's what Joe is just clicking on the different groups, and it doesn't change the page. It just changes the windows and updates you.
Man, the Guardian's a fantastic website. It's my go-to website every morning for news. When I wake up, I connect my computer, I go there, and it tells me what's happening in the world, man. It's a fabulous website. Highly recommend it.
Highly recommend it. We're not sponsored by them.
We're not sponsored by them, though we could be if you wanted to.
Exactly. If anyone from the Guardian is listening, check in. So Group E is death group.
Group F.
Group F. I keep messing that up. I'm sorry.
Yes. Yeah. No worries, man. I think after that one, potentially Group D with Croatia. What
about Group D? What am I missing here?
Yeah. Croatia, Czech Republic, England, and Scotland.
And Group B, Belgium, Denmark, Finland, and Russia.
I think that one should be the group for Belgium to pass. Fácil de primero.
Okay, so Belgium is going to be the rising star in Group B.
For sure.
You said it's the golden, what's it called?
Their golden generation,
golden generation.
Check it out. They say it right here, man. FIFA, they're number one in the world.
Okay.
Number one in the world out of everyone, including Brazil, Argentina, all these other mofos.
But wait, what are the parameters for this ranking?
Their victories.
So Belgium is just bar none number one.
Number one, and they have such a talented team. Even here, if you read the strength, Roberto Martinez, their coach, Spanish guy by the way, has an impressive array of attacking talent with Kevin De Bruyne, who he plays for Manchester City. He got injured in the Champions League final against Chelsea about 3 weeks ago. He got elbowed in the face or something. They broke his bone.
Échale Vix.
Échale Vix Vaporub. I don't think they have that in Europe.
Yeah, no. Who's number two? Who? Can we see a ranking?
Let's see. We can see the FIFA rankings, but I guarantee you that they will all be in Europe, man. That's one of the impressive things about the Euro Cup is that you have so many highly ranked teams in the world. You know?
Yeah, but you know, a lot of European countries, you have you have like Nigerian people, mixed heritage.
Total. So check it out. Let's check it out. Here we have the FIFA
See, France
world
dude.
rankings. No, correcto. And that's why a lot of people feel that the final is going to be Belgium-France. Because France has a badass team.
Oh my God, that Group E or Group F is just devastating.
It is.
Okay, so France is number 2.
Yeah.
Portugal's number 5.
Portugal's number 5. Here we go.
Where's-
Let's check it out.
Okay.
Wait, where'd it go?
And you guys out there listening, who are your favorites? Who are you rooting for? You have your sentimental favorites, and then you can let us know who you think from their standings is going to win.
Look at this. You got Portugal, France, and Germany in Group F. Portugal, France, and Germany.
Germany's going to have a hard time, man.
You got Portugal number 5, France number 2, and where are you, Germany? Number 12.
Number
Man,
12.
Germany dropped.
Sure,
Denmark
sure.
is higher than Germany. Jeez, Germany,
That's
get
what
your
I
act
say.
together.
Group B, hello.
Let's see what Group B is. Group B is Denmark, Finland, Belgium, Russia. So I guess there your two stronger teams would be Denmark and Belgium.
All right.
However, Denmark went through a very difficult situation with one of their most influential players in the first match. So it all matters on how they bounce back
Truth.
to that.
Yeah. You can rewind earlier in the episode where Joe explained what happened.
Yeah, man. So that's hard, you know, because it's football. Football's it's a complicated sport, man.
It
You know,
is.
you got to factor in a lot of things to a lot of different players, and then you got oh snap.
Are there any? Does the Guardian have a page on the rankings of different groups, on their interpretation of the groups?
Well, this one right here. When you go to this site, they'll tell you step by step why each group is the way it not why each group is the way it is, but they'll tell you what each team has as a strength or whatever. Let's go to Germany. Or let's go to Sweden. Let's go to Sweden
All
because
right.
it has a soft spot in your heart.
I want to hear about Sweden, man.
Let's go to Sweden, man. Check it out.
My
So,
name is Henry Bell Tui Holgersson. I'm the son of Holger.
so check it out, man. Check it out, son of Holger. So, Zlatan Ibrahimovic,
Yes.
potentially one of the most influential, if not the most influential player in the history of Swedish football, is not participating in this tournament.
So
Zlatan, man, you can always count on Zlatan to bring the goals. So he's not participating. You know, in Russia they made it to the last 8, which is great. Lost to England, sucked. I was going for Sweden. I was cheering. I had my fingers crossed.
thanks, man.
So the strengths, they have a focus in the back, and they have options going forward. More options than in 2018, because their defense was very strong back in the previous World Cup, 2018. So now they have more options going forward, which is great. You got Emil Forsberg, he's back, key player, you know. So the fact that Zlatan is there means you've lost a prolific goal scorer. So you need someone to step up. And the big question is Alexander Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
Can he replace Zlatan? I don't know. Let's see. Let's learn a little bit more about Alexander Isak. Check this guy out. They say he's been destined to make it. He was born in Solna to Eritrean parents. Apparently he's a very calm dude.
He's like chill. He doesn't fold under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys are out there and you want to hear a rundown about your team, let us know.
Let us know, man. He doesn't fold under pressure. He's a guy who they feel can make it happen. He can make it happen. He's not going to be like, oh, crap, I'm at the Euro Cup. I'm so nervous. No.
That's my guy then.
No.
What's his name again?
Alexander Isaac.
Alexander Isaac. Like him. Main goal scorer.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
He can make it happen.
What's this speed merchant?
Speed merchant. That's Ken Sema, my friend. He's a speedy winger, has a habit of proving people wrong. So he's a proud guy, man. Proud guy. He's like, what? You think I can't make it? I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to make it happen. So, he wasn't around in 2018, as far as I'm aware. So, this is definitely one of those guys that can be a wild card to
I like it.
allow Sweden to make it. And if you look at the team, dude, These are all guys who...
Those
well,
are
not this
young
guy.
guys, man.
These are new guys, young guys. 21, 27, 27, 24. You know.
That makes me feel better.
Yeah. No, for sure. Because you don't want to go into a massive tournament like this with a bunch of old dudes. I mean, we've seen what's happened in the past, man.
Yeah.
But I also think, you know, usually when you take a team that is too old into a major tournament like this, se nota. Se nota. You got to have a good mix, man. It happened to Italy in the 2010 World Cup. They took the exact same team that won the 2006 World Cup, and they got spanked. It's happened to Spain. It's happened
think
to
Panama
Germany.
suffers from that too.
Oh, yeah.
We have our idols, and we don't let the new generation rise.
No, and you have to. You have to have a good mix of players, man.
Yeah.
And I think this year, potentially, Sweden has that. Sweden has that. And I think it's really good to see. I mean, if you see all these guys, man. Alexander Isaac, son of Eritrean parents. Ken Sema, you know, also like son of immigrant parents, Congolese parents, man. Robin Quayson, Gani, father was from Ghana, Swedish mother. You know, I think it's beautiful because it really shows a sort of Sweden that is multicultural.
For sure.
A Sweden that
Can we take a look at Portugal?
Yeah, man,
I feel a little blind spot with Portugal.
let's go to Portugal, man. I think you know what you're gonna get with Portugal.
Yeah, I know.
Reigning champions. It says here they have a better squad on paper than the one that won in France.
Well, they're ranked number 5.
They're ranked number 5. Let me tell you something. Portugal has Cristiano Ronaldo, a player that will always turn up for the big matches. This is a guy who will kick the ball, and it will more times than not go into the goal.
It's someone that you love to hate, man.
Yes. You gotta admire him for his talent,
I
though.
do. I respect him, but come on, man.
Yeah.
That guy's such a prima donna. It makes you a little bit angry. Well,
I know.
wait, let's round out the squad, man. What's
I know.
going on?
But check it out. Listen, let me tell you something. I've learned a bit more about Portuguese players this year as I was watching the Premier League. There's a lot of Portuguese players that play in the Premier League.
All right.
You got players like Bernardo Silva. You know, Bernardo Silva is a freaking monster for Manchester United. You know, amazing midfielder. Totally trusted by their coach, Pep Guardiola, who's a hugely respected coach, you know, in the world. This guy is freaking fantastic. They've got a player called Renato Sanchez in 2016. He was the golden boy, Europe's most promising young player. He's been through his ups and downs, but he's back in it. You know, he got serious. You got players like João Moutinho. You got players like Ruben Neves. You know, you've got so many players that have so much experience.
Oh, these are young guys, man.
Yeah. And these are all guys that have loads of experience with major clubs. You know, I think a lot of these players, you know, when you play in the Premier League in England, that's it. You've made it. You know,
Right.
you've made it. And a lot of these players, particularly in the Wolverhampton Wolves, they have a huge Portuguese contingency. And you're playing against the best of the best, week in, week out, man. You know, you've got
Portugal
someone.
isn't that big, man.
No, yet they're producing quality players.
Belleza.
I don't know. You got someone like Diogo Jota, man, Liverpool player. Freaking this guy, amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so glad he joined Liverpool. Makes me happy.
All right, give me some France.
France, man, you're like putting me all over the spot.
I know.
Let's
I
go
know.
to France.
You got the knowledges, though.
Hey, France won the last World Cup, 2018.
We found our number 2 ranking.
Number 2 ranking. They have a freaking fantastic player called Kylian Mbappe. If you didn't know,
Mbappe.
now you know. Plays for PSG. They have a
Mbappe.
fabulous spine, man. And by spine, you know, you got Hugo Lloris as a goalie. You got Rafael Varane in the defense. You got N'Golo Kante. You cannot be mad at N'Golo Kante. This guy
Beautiful,
is
man.
freaking amazing. Such a humble dude. Hard worker in the midfield. You got Kylian Mbappe, who's just
Mbop.
That's what the defenders say when he runs past them. He runs past them and they're like, ooh, bop. I can't catch that. Ooh, wop. He's so fast. And then you also got like a guy, you know, Karim Benzema. He's a guy who's been super cool for Real Madrid over the past couple of years. But will he affect them on the pitch? I don't know, because sometimes you got these toxic players, dog.
Yeah.
These toxic. It happens with us in plays. If you insert someone into a play who's just a toxic individual,
it permeates.
All right.
Right.
So who knows? I mean, they won the World Cup. They did it pretty well. They beat Croatia. A lot of the experts, ESPN analysts and whatnot, are expecting the final to be Belgium-France, which I think would be a pretty exciting final. I would hope it's a high-scoring final. But, I mean, you never know. That's why football is such a beautiful game. I don't know, dog. I don't know. But I think on paper, France is too strong.
Yeah, I'm not feeling France that strong, to tell you the truth.
No?
To be honest with you.
I mean, I don't know, dog. I mean, on paper, dog, they got everything.
Well, the proof's in the pudding. You heard it here first.
It is in the pudding.
How can we see who's number 3?
Who's number 3? Let's go check the FIFA rankings, dog. Number 3 is Brazil, so we're not going to talk about them right now, man. But number 4, we got England. Shall we take a visit? To England?
Another MFers that people love. These guys.
Let's take a visit. Estos manes. Let's visit England, man. Of course, Panama knows England very well. Spanked the crap out of us at the World Cup. 6-1. But we scored that one goal. First ever World Cup goal. Felipe Valoy, blessings to you and your fam. You made us proud. Did Wakanda forever. Hearts. Yeah, man. Hey, so they're in, the same group as Scotland. They're playing a bunch of their games at Wembley, which is good for them because they're playing it, in front of home crowd. They got a bunch of young players. Gareth Southgate has done a really good job bringing some young players into the thing. Got Mason Mount, plays for Chelsea. Phil Foden plays for Manchester City. So he has plenty of choices going forward. Their weaknesses, though, they say Southgate can be a bit defensive. And against other top sides, he's like,
he just sits back.
Sits back. And he needs to balance that out in big games, man. Big games. So we'll see how England does. They beat Croatia today 1-0, which I'm guessing was massive for them. They have a phenomenal defensive midfielder named Calvin Phillips, plays for Leeds United. This guy, he's just one of those guys that sits in the back, dictates the game, dude.
Really? He's a chess player.
Yeah. I love that guy. I think he's fantastic. Wonderful player. I really appreciate him, especially because I'm a huge fan of Leeds United. I think after Liverpool, I really enjoy watching Leeds United play. I think Marcelo Bielsa, the Argentinian, he has put them on the right path. He got them into the Premier League. He's just like fantastic. And here we go, Calvin Phillips, man. They call him the Yorkshire Pirlo because he's from Yorkshire. Andrea Pirlo, of course, the highly influential Italian midfielder. It says right here, owes much of his rise to international status due to Marcelo Bielsa. So
very impressive, man. 25 years old.
Yep. Definitely someone I enjoy watching play. I think he's a fantastic guy. And again, I think if you see a lot of these players, Jadon Sancho plays for Borussia Dortmund, Bukayo Saka plays for Arsenal.
Yeah.
I think it speaks volumes to the different cultures within this England team, I think it's really, really cool. It's different styles of playing. And you got Harry Kane, of course, the number 9 at the front, squeaky clean Clapton.
How old is that fucker?
27.
Oh, he's young, man.
He's young, man. He's young. He can't go wrong.
He's been marking for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Can't go wrong with Harry Kane, man. 55 appearances for the England national team. 34 goals.
55 appearances.
He scored against Panama. I don't know if you've seen that video that's been going around the interwaves this week.
No.
When he took a penalty kick against Panama, you see Edgar Barcenas.
Yeah.
He's like,
he's like, over here.
This way. And then Penelo's like, no, I'm going to jump that way. And then he's like...
I instantly didn't like them talking poorly of San Penedo. I just got to put that out there. You just don't do it.
Oh, my God.
You don't talk badly about San Penedo.
He knows where every single shot is going. Oh, sorry, the camera's here. He knows where every single shot is going.
Some kind of demonology or witchcraft going on there.
Oh, my gosh. But, man, I think England's definitely a team. Jordan Henderson plays for Liverpool. Love that guy. Fantastic individual.
Yeah.
I know. But
All
I think
next ranking down. Let's go down
They're working hard to. I think Gareth Southgate's working hard.
Portugal.
We talked about Portugal already.
Portugal.
Let's go to Spain. Shall we visit Spain now?
We have to.
Let's visit Spain, man. Let's visit Spain. I think this is definitely an exciting team to watch, as well, HB, because they had a ridiculous World Cup. Total disaster. So again, this is a team that has. It's not as star-studded. You don't have a particular player where you're just like, oh my God, look at this guy. He's gonna do all this stuff. They got this guy in the defense. This guy.
Este man.
Aymeric Laporte. He was like, should I play for France? Should I be Spanish? Decisions. You're making.
He should have played for France.
He should have played for France. So he chose to play for Spain.
Yeah.
So he's a totally strong. I believe he's a central defender, if I'm not mistaken. You got Pedri, who's a defender. They believe he's the new. I'm gonna whisper it because that's what the Guardian said. He's the new Iniesta. Super influential individual, man. Weaknesses. They say that they left Sergio Ramos out at the last minute. His leadership is gonna be missed. I think Sergio Ramos is a massive douchebag. Sorry, I'm glad they left him at home. I don't like him. Plus,
I say it.
Super ripped.
Douchebagginess is something that comes out of Spain. Sorry. Ankle biting. All right, let's go. Enough of Spain. I want to see number 7. Tell me.
Let's see.
Educate us. Here we go.
Italy, man. I love Italy.
Yes.
Let's get ready to spend the next 20 minutes talking about Italy.
I'm down with Italy, man.
Man, Italy. Let's go to Italy. Let's go to Italy. I love Italy. I love the national team in Italy. It's my family heritage, man. I love this team. I think they had such a crappy situation going into the last World Cup.
Why?
Their last coach,
Why?
Ventura,
What happened?
he just didn't know, man. He didn't know how to handle the team. He was like, it all culminated in a match.
How can you get to that level not knowing how to manage a team?
Man, it all culminated in a match
feelings.
where Italy was losing, right?
Okay.
Italy was losing. And they needed to win against Sweden. Against Sweden. They needed to win against Sweden. And the coach turns to Danilo De Rossi, one of the, an important player to the team, but he's a defensive midfielder. So he says, we're losing, right? And Ventura's like, you, defensive midfielder, whose job is to defend. You're going to go in next. And De Rossi was like, why are you going to put me in? We need to score goals. Put in an offensive player to score goals,
So
and
you think
it created a lot of
he
drama.
He crumpled in pressure.
I think he did. I think he didn't know what he wanted to do, man. He was just terrible coach.
Regardless of his motivations, it didn't work.
It didn't work. It didn't
Okay.
work. So you have Roberto Mancini in here. I love Roberto Mancini. Totally stylish coach. That's not important for coaching, but he's still stylish. Italian coaches got to be stylish.
If you love a team, then having a stylish coach.
They got to be stylish, man.
All right.
He pulled them out of the dirt that they were in.
When did he take over?
He took out, man.
Right after
Ventura left. There was a couple of months where Luigi Di Biagio was in charge, about 6 months. So I'm thinking about 2019.
Okay.
I could be a bit wrong, but 2019 around there. He pulled them out of the rut that they were in. Italy was in a super rut. I think ever since the 2016 the 2006 World Cup when Italy won.
Yeah.
We got the 2010 World Cup, which was a mess. 2014 World Cup, we went to Brazil, lost in the group stages.
Okay.
World Cup after 2016 was 2014, 2018 didn't qualify.
Ouch.
Yeah, and now we're back. So I think he's done a really good job. I think he's done a fantastic job. Just really bringing that good feeling back to the Italian team. He's got a really good mix. We've got a really good mix of old players and new players. It's a really hard-working group. You can tell when they play. They enjoy playing together, man. The game against Croatia, they were passing the ball. They were making the triangles. They know how they want to play. They play the way they want to play. And plus, the defense is strong as hell. You got Giorgio Chiellini and Leonardo Bonucci in the middle. Two experienced center backs who play old school Italian. They're super old. I think that's the thing. That's the thing about Italy is just that Chiellini, 36 years old. Bonucci, 34 years old. But in football terms, my friend, son abuelos.
Yeah, because in the midfield you want some spry activity. You know what I'm saying?
Truth. But thankfully, the midfield, you got Jorginho, who's the new metronome. He's in there, man. 29 years old, just won the Champions League with Chelsea. He's really, really good. You got dudes like Nicolo Barella, 24 years old.
What do you think is the most important position on the Italy team?
On the Italy team, I'm definitely going to go for the... I'm a fan of defense, particularly because I played defense. Central defense is key. But I think Jorginho, as a just like the playmaker, man, he's freaking super important because he's the one that dictates the pace of the game. He dictates it. And then in the front, of course, I was hugely impressed in the game against Croatia by Domenico Berardi and Lorenzo Insigne, two wingers that are so fast. They can get up there, make plays. The only thing that I think Italy is missing is a true forward that will score goals.
Striker.
Yes.
Okay.
A striker. Because right now we got Ciro Immobile, but man, he scored against Croatia. Great. And he's fantastic for his club, Lazio. But unless he can remove this finger and translate his
Can
sport.
you explain that to non-Panamanians?
Oh my gosh.
Quítate el dedo.
See. Unless he can do that, that's when you got your finger up your hoo-ha. And you're all like, ugh. You got to remove
making it happen.
Not making it happen. He needs to make it happen. And I think, the Guardian agrees with me. Italy needs one of their strikers to have the month of their lives.
Okay.
And just score goals. And it goes to show, Italy against Croatia, they were knocking on the door non-stop.
Okay.
Non-stop. You had the wingers, Domenico Berardi, Insigne, just like doing their runs. But Immobile wasn't having it. And the first goal came about as a center from, Domenico Berardi crossed the ball. And of course, Croatia was packing the box. So, sometimes you just got to get lucky. And if you have the opposition with so many defenders in the box,
yeah, you got to put your numbers up. You got to get that ball towards the goal.
You got to get it in there. And it bounced off of one of the Turkish defenders, and into the goal. Boom.
Auto
goal. And then they just made it happen. Goals by Immobile and goals by Insigne. 3-0. Strong win. Italy just got to get their forwards in order, man.
Okay.
Scoring goals. My
All
opinion.
right.
I love Italy, though.
Okay.
Shout out to Italy.
Joe's with Italy. Ranked number 7. All right, let's go down the line.
Yes. Let's see. Who else is next? After Italy, we've got Denmark.
A little higher than I expected them to be.
Me too, to be honest. I didn't think Denmark would be this high. Though I must say they do have a fantastic goalie in Kasper Schmeichel.
Kasper
Schmeichel. They have a fantastic goalie, Kasper Schmeichel. Plays for Leicester City, man. He just won the FA Cup with Leicester. Fantastic.
How old is he?
He's a wonderful player. 34 years old, though. He's a vet.
He's nice he's in the sweet spot right there.
He's in the sweet spot.
Experience and youth.
That's right. And for goalies, you can play longer. That's always something that goes on there. I think fantastic player, fantastic individual. So he's in there. Their strengths, the coach Kasper Hjulmand, he's given them a real identity. And they introduce new players, just like...
So he's not afraid to take the old veteran out.
No.
Old veteran.
That's
old
right.
veteran. Okay, I like that because sometimes people get entrenched and that it decreases the vigor of the team.
For sure. And he's also got some incredible players in the front, man. He's got Martin Braithwaite, who, dude, he plays for Barcelona, man.
You know how you say that in Panama?
How do you say that?
Braithwaite.
Braithwaite. He plays for Barcelona, man. You don't play for Barcelona. No es cualquiera.
Right. You don't just walk onto the field and fucking Barcelona.
So, Denmark, considering the difficult situation they were in their first match.
Tell us about that.
Dude, we spoke about it. Christian Eriksen, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay,
and he's a star player, man. He's a star player. Just let me tell you a bit more about Christian Eriksen, man. Freaking MVP. One of Europe's best attacking midfielders for more than a decade.
29 years old.
Yeah. And he's still a down-to-earth individual. someone who, according to, just people, he's like
Peeps.
peeps. He's very well liked.
Yeah, I like him.
I like him too, man. I like him too. So he plays for Inter Milan. Christian Eriksen used to play for Tottenham. It's a shame what happened to him, but thankfully he is doing much better.
Beta.
Much better, dude. So Denmark, guys, potentially a dark horse in
go
this
down the line.
tournament. Next, we got Germany, dog.
Here we go.
We got Germany.
Schland.
Let's go. Let's see what Germany's all about, man. Germany, who had a very disappointing World Cup in 2018. It's funny how now the years just kind of blend into one, my friend.
It does.
Everything feels the same. Ranked
There's
12
a
in
lot
the
of
world.
oddities.
Yes. Yes, indeed. So Yogi Low stepping down after this tournament, which according to The Guardian is 3 years too late. So this guy, hugely talented squad. You can never go wrong with Germany, man. They always bring the heat, man.
They tend to get a little defensive. They fall back a lot.
Yep. I mean, Germany is one of those teams where I love their goalie. Manuel Neuer, for me, that guy's freaking fantastic. I love how he just loves to handle the ball with his feet. Playing forward and just being...
Lots to unpack there.
Yeah. Just like an extra defender. Very good ball control. They've added some leadership with Thomas Müller and Matt Hummels, so that's pretty cool. And they got beat 6-0 by Spain, man. And North Macedonia also beat them 2-1 prior to this tournament.
North Macedonia,
Where'd
they come from?
man. I don't know. So, I mean, nevertheless, you still got a pretty talented team. You got Antonio Rudiger, who plays for Chelsea. Just won the Champions League final, so that brings him a lot of confidence. Mats Hummels, who's back in there. Is Hummels. Is Jerome Boateng back? I don't know. He was always one of my favorite German players, Jerome Boateng, central defender. I love central defense. You got Emre Can. You got Ilkay Gundogan. You got Joshua Kimmich. Toni Kroos at 31. People are like, he's old, but he's 31.
31's good.
31's good. He's the metronome of the team.
Exactly. Well put.
Metronome, dog. Metronome. So I don't know. I think people like to talk smack, HB. Particularly people that don't know jack.
It's, a lot of people are afraid of Germany, and we'll throw some smack down on them.
Truth, man. But, I mean, you always got to respect Germany.
Miller.
You should never,
Thomas
ever.
Miller. Come on.
You
How
should.
old's Thomas now?
How old is Thomas Müller? Dude, I will tell you how old Thomas Müller is. I don't think you should talk smack about a team that has a lot of experience. 31!
Jovencito, dude. He's doing good.
I think sometimes people just want to be like, whatever, man. You just got to hate. And I think that's all about insecurities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Insecurities. Don't hate on Germany, man.
I'd rather hate on England than Germany.
Yeah, I'll keep my thoughts to myself. Next up, we got Switzerland, dog. Switzerland. This is a team that I think is always a joy to watch. You can always expect some interesting things from Switzerland, man. They're ranked 13th in the world. Their star player is Xherdan Shaqiri, plays for Liverpool, man. This guy...
Can we before you give us a rundown, can we look at their group A?
Let's check it out. Check it out. Group A, man. Here you go.
Italy. They're the winners.
No doubt. I think so. I hope so.
Italy, Switzerland, Turkey, and Wales.
That's right.
All right.
That's a hard group. That's hard.
It is.
Because Turkey, considered dark horses, and Wales, man, you got Gareth Bale, Aaron Ramsey. Those are quality players, man. They did really, really well at the last Euro Cup. Really well. But I think the problem with them is that they potentially brought the same people. Nevertheless, we're talking about Switzerland. Not Wales.
They're always present.
Yes. So, I mean, they won their qualifying group. They did really well. Players, they know each other. They've been together for a long time. Strong defense. So, I mean, the only problem is that a lot of their players have spent the past year on the bench. Such as the dude I just mentioned, Xherdan Shaqiri. He hasn't played for Liverpool at all. He's been just sitting on the bench, riding the pine.
Riding the pines.
Riding the pine. So sometimes you just got to get out there. You got to play, man. But they still got some interesting players on this team. You got Ricardo Rodriguez. He's a left back, if I'm not mistaken. Son of a Spaniard and a Chilean. He grew up in the middle of three brothers in the working class district of Zurich, Schwamdingen.
Nicely said.
Thank you.
I also think that these guys are hot to get off the bench. You know, last year was just an oddity.
Truth, and they want to prove themselves.
Yeah, let's get out there and fucking make shit happen. You know what I'm saying?
Show what we're all about, without a doubt. So I definitely think Switzerland's a team that you got to watch. Next up, we got Croatia, who, man, we can't even say enough about Croatia. Croatia's super strong.
Super underdogs, dude.
Truth. I think people want to think like, Croatia. They're ranked 14th in the world, man. They got some new people because a lot of the people from the 2018 World Cup retired, you know, but they still got Luka Modric. Again, this guy would be considered the metronome of the team as well, similar to Toni Kroos in Germany. But you got a bunch of new Croatian players coming through, man. And I don't know. I guess you just gotta watch it, man. You gotta watch it and see what they do. They still got, you know, experienced people like Dejan Lovren in the defense. You got Sim Vralisko.
Sim Salabim.
You got Demagogue Vida. Remember him?
Nope.
He was massive in the World Cup.
Yeah.
The blonde dude with the long hair.
Now that I see the spelling,
yeah,
it's all kind of letters thrown together.
He was massive in the World Cup, man.
Yeah.
You got Mateo Kovacic. You got plays for Chelsea. Again, Champions League winner right there. Luka Modric plays for Real Madrid. You got Ivan Perisic plays for Inter. You got Mario Pasilic plays for Atalanta.
What's with that moniker they got there? Miracle Man.
The Miracle Man, because this guy makes things happen, man.
All right.
He makes things happen. That's why. He's somebody you can put into the match and be like, whoa. Match winner.
Anyone out there? I want to hear some bets, man. Who are you putting your heart, mind, and soul on?
Seriously, who are you supporting? Who do you think is going to win? Do you agree that Belgium and France are going to get to the final? Or do you think it's going to be somebody else? Do you think it's going to be like Sweden and North Macedonia?
Man,
I don't know.
that'd be pretty cool if North Macedonia made it.
North Macedonia made it to the final? North Macedonia versus Finland. I don't think anybody would expect that.
Right. I think the group to watch is Group F. That's a devastating group. My goodness.
It is, for sure.
France, Germany, Hungary, and Portugal.
That is most deaf, the group of death. Most deaf, the group of death. No doubt.
Always rhyming.
No doubt.
All right.
Man, I'm just excited. Dude, we got 9 minutes left. I'm just excited. I think it's a fantastic tournament. We got Scotland playing tomorrow, playing in their first international tournament since France 1998. I think they got it.
You know, after our conversation, I think I'm gonna put money down on Italy.
Italy?
Yeah.
Dude, I hope so, man. I know people talking smack.
I think. Well, the thing is that I'm not saying that their group is easier, but I think that they're the clear favorites. Okay. Belgium. It's hard to bet against Belgium.
I think it'll be interesting to see when Belgium. I think their most difficult game will potentially be against Denmark. I think
Belgium maybe in the third seed will be deposed. Italy easily, I think, will not easily, but they'll reign supreme during the first two seeds.
Hopefully.
Group F, that's gonna have all kinds of action in there. Group D, fucking England, dude. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think we'll see a strong showing from England. I think Croatia will potentially bounce back from them. It'll be interesting for me to see how the Czech Republic and Scotland play.
Group C, we've got. I mean, it's got to be Netherlands, right?
It's got to be. I mean, but we just saw today Netherlands Ukraine 3-2.
Right.
So.
All right.
Maybe Netherlands Ukraine.
Yeah.
Who knows, Doc? Who knows? And that's the beautiful thing about the game, man. That you can never really know what's gonna happen.
To steal a phrase from American football, on any given day, baby.
No doubt. And at least we got more weeks of this coming up, and we got Copa America
all over the place.
Copa de Oro. It's gonna be amazing, man. It's gonna be amazing.
If you want to see more coverage about soccer, football, and all the points in between, let us know in the comments. You can always reach us at www.panamarp.com. Joe, we've got 6 minutes left. What more about soccer do you need to tell the people?
Oof. Man, I think we've talked a lot about soccer or football over the past 2 hours, man. And about everything in between, man. I just think, enjoy the matches. I think it signifies that we're making strides. You know, we're coming out of this pandemic,
Right.
slowly but surely, seeing people back in the stadium, seeing teams playing. You know, we still gotta be careful. We still gotta protect ourselves, but you know,
True.
it's a positive move.
Can we
forward.
talk about? We're seeing a little bit about a third wave here in Panama.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
If we look historically at the Spanish flu in the 1920s,
Mm,
that lasted about 3 years,
mm.
and their second wave was a year and a half after the first wave. So
Oh, word?
we're talking about a third wave now.
Yeah.
If we look at history, then we're not done yet. So
No.
being able to enjoy soccer is a luxury,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a welcome luxury considering what we've been through for the past year and a half.
For sure, for sure. Totally agree, man. And I mean, I think we've been pretty lucky here in Panama because I think our third wave has been super late compared to other countries.
I don't think they're true waves. I think
No,
they're surges within the first wave,
right?
and then a time needs to pass,
Before we get
and then you'll have an increment.
Right.
I'm basing this only on past pandemics.
yeah.
That's how
for
it
sure.
usually happens.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I agree with you. I think it's a luxury that we're having right now. Hopefully, it's something we can enjoy. And maybe 2022 we'll see better things for all of us. But I guess for now we can enjoy what we have
Indeed.
and focus on
Indeed.
that while not thinking stupidly and running around licking lampposts and door handles.
Right. Don't lick lampposts.
No.
Tell us what's next for the Marea Roja.
What's next for the Marea Roja? We're playing Curaçao once again. Game 2 on Tuesday. So you guys got to tune into that. Support the team. We got to
Why
win this
are we
match.
playing them twice? What's the logic there?
Es un repechaje. and
What's
this-
repechaje? What is that?
It's
Give
how do you
us
say
some-
repechaje in English?
A rematch.
So I guess since we came out with the same sort of points totals from each of our groups. Hold on.
It's an eliminator then.
It's an eliminator.
Okay.
So now basically whoever wins makes it to the next sort of thing.
Okay.
Right? To the next round. So it's like, so according to Google, it's the last chance for a team to continue in the competition. So due to how we did in our round and Curaçao did in their round, now we have to face each other. So according to CONCACAF rules, we have to face each other twice. Once in Panama, once in Curaçao. Whoever gets the most points moves to the next round. So we did well, winning 2-1 yesterday. So now we got to win once again next round, next game, Tuesday. And if we win on Tuesday, clean slate, we go into the next round, we'll face the big guys.
Mexico's our first game.
I think so. I think so.
All right, this week, what are you most excited about?
What am I most excited about? I'm super excited to see how Scotland does tomorrow. I think that's my biggest thing. I think they have a great team, a lot of different players that can do important things, special things. Their manager, Steve Clark, is on point. I think he's managed to bring Scotland together.
Yeah.
Considering how they were in the past, it's been very disappointing. So I really hope they do well. And just seeing how the rest of the tournament plays out, man. Italy's next match.
Sweden
You know,
and Spain. Jeez.
Sweden and Spain are playing this week as well. So I think there's a lot of key matches that we can watch and enjoy, things that we can be excited about and just kind of feel good about.
All right. 4:58. Words of wisdom, Joe. Wrap this mofo up.
Jeez Louise. I guess I'm just thinking about, Christians, the guy from Denmark, man. I'm
Right.
thinking about him.
This guy, for you guys tuning in, they had a player collapse on the field.
Yeah.
Heart failure.
Yeah.
And after working on him for a while, they took him off on a stretcher, and he seems
He's
to
all
be
right.
surviving. Man.
He's getting back, man. Christian Eriksen, just thinking about that, thinking about him, the situation he went through, just kind of brought back to me how fleeting life is, man. And how we can be here 1 minute and not be here the next moment. And then I think, speaks volumes of just how much we have to enjoy what we have while we can.
Right.
Because I think in a moment like that, where you just think, your day's going along normally, and then all of a sudden it's not.
It's true. Life is fleeting, like you said.
It is.
So, like Rudy Waller said, if you haven't seen that show, scroll down and watch that one.
Yes.
He's like, as long as you're drawing breath, you should be excited about now and excited about tomorrow.
No doubt.
I love that when he
Well
said
said.
that.
Well said.
So, you know what? Rapscallions are here for you. Leave us some comments. Go to our website, PanamaRP.com. If you want to buy us a beer, a coffee, or some sort of libation, you can press those buttons. And you can buy a t-shirt as well. Panama RP is our base of operations. We're going to be expanding in the coming weeks.
That's right.
Every Sunday, we're going to have a show at 3 p.m. It's been that way for 50 shows. This is episode 49. Next week is episode 50. We're thinking about doing a show about Colón, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
Super interesting, historical. So, another thing, Chechi, one of the original Famscallions, he just wrote to us. He's like, man, I'm really loving that song, The World Keeps Turning. So why don't you guys focus on that as we tune out, listen to the words.
Yeah, man.
And let us know what you think. This is Rapping with Rapscallions. First time we're in the same room together. It's been a lot of fun, be able to play off each other.
Yep.
Because that's how the Rapscallions were formed. Us doing improv together and deciding to rap together.
That's right.
And then during the pandemic, we're going to Rapping with Rapscallions together.
No doubt.
That's the end of the show, Joe. The world keeps turning. Every Sunday, 3 p.m. Share it. Tell your auntie. Do it all. Good night, peeps. Bye. See you next week.
J-O-E in the place to be. HB on the track, it's like ecstasy. Rolling a well of 7 years, what we drinking be. Trying to sling the dopest rhymes in the galaxy. Let me take a minute though and relax your mind. Sometimes these words can be hard to find. 24/7 on that daily grind. Hearing voices in my head, man, they not that kind. Cause bitches be bitching, snitches keep snitching. The world keeps turning, and I keep hitching a ride instead of living my life. Yo, 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 yo.
Man, when you feel hungry, don't you have to eat?
Yo, yo, pump up the volume and digest this beat.
Rapscallions in the house with this lyrical treat.
When we're done with you, you're gonna ice your feet.
If the world ends tomorrow and you had one chance,
Hey, yo, would you start the move like it's your last dance?
yo, do something small in the past and present changes.
Do something now, the future rearranges.
Cause bitches keep bitching.
Yo, snitches keep snitching.
The world keeps turning.
And you start living your life instead of hitching a ride. Rapscallions.